No, contemplate retiring from the county at 50. You stood up.
Therefore, I think we can just go ahead and start with the heck, we're a few minutes ahead. Call the meeting to order. And today's agenda is gonna be a little different. In the 30 years I've been doing this, this is the first time we're gonna do this a teeny bit different, only because we're gonna combine a regular meeting with a small special meeting. So we don't have to call a special meeting, we're gonna do it at the same time. So it is now 1:27. I call the regular and special county board meetings scheduled at this time. I will note that the items in the special meeting agenda will be called concurrently with the regular meeting items as noted on the special meeting agenda. And I hope that's available to you. Okay? So then, are we going to call for a motion on that now or just move on to flag salute?
He's like,
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Please stand for flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
President Clyde,
Here.
Vice President Masumoto, Member Burton,
Here.
Member Robles, here. Member Tapscott Munson. Present.
Inspirational meeting. Jenny?
Afternoon. School year, we're reminded that the work of a county office of education is often behind the scenes, but always at the heart of what helps schools thrive. From transportation and technology to legal guidance, early education, special education, alternative pathways, everything we do is in the service to students, families, and the districts we support. Tomorrow, we'll collectively kick off the new school year at All Staff Day and celebrate our theme, A Work of Heart, because that's exactly what this work is. It takes knowledge, skill, commitment, but most of all, it takes heart. Here's to a brand new school year of turning our work into a true work of heart.
Okay, now we'll move on to adopt the agenda of our regular meeting as well as a special board meeting. And is there a motion to adopt those two?
We can do them together.
Right.
We adopt both meeting agendas as they are. Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
President Clyde,
Yes.
Vice President Matsumoto, Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Member Tapscott Munson. Yes.
Now, do you, should we move on to special, number C? Yeah,
No, just the regular board meeting, that item C.
right. Okay, minutes for special board meeting workshop, July 17.
I move approval. Second.
Moved and second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
President Clyde,
Yes.
Vice President Matsumoto, Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Member Tapscott Munson. Yes.
That was the board workshop meeting. Now we're gonna have the move on the minutes for the regular board meeting, July 17th. Chair will entertain a motion.
So moved.
I'll second. Either.
That's got, second. Roll call, please.
President Clyde,
Yes.
Vice President Masumoto.
Yes.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Robles,
Yes.
Member Tapscott Munson. Yes.
Now we get to a fun one. Employee of the month.
Just delighted to read. Go on. Today, we honor Chris Borges, Executive Director of Special Education and Student Services, as the Employee of the Month for August 2025. Chris's profound knowledge of special education is impressive. She consistently demonstrates a deep understanding of diverse student needs and effective strategies that support their growth and success. This experience not only enriches her team, but significantly enhances the learning experiences for their students. Chris implemented Teach Town in all their classrooms, approaching the change with sensitivity and putting together a work group to assist with this task, and sought feedback from teachers who implemented the curriculum. In setting a goal to visit every classroom this past year, Chris exhibited remarkable commitment and initiative. Not only did she achieve this goal, she went further by visiting many classrooms multiple times, fostering strong relationships with students and staff. In addition, her forward-thinking approach ensures that she anticipates challenges and proactively seeks solutions that benefit the entire division. Thoughtfulness is the hallmark of Chris's work ethic. She consistently puts the well-being of students and colleagues at the forefront, creating an environment where everyone feels supported and valued. Even in difficult situations, she maintains a high level of professionalism, handling challenges with grace, patience, and sound judgment. Chris, your excellent sense of humor lightens every situation and strengthens team morale. You are compassionate, warm, positive, and dedicated. Thank you for all you do to uplift Team FCSS.
So I often have to explain to people what to expect next, but Chris has been here so many times uplifting and supporting our staff that she actually knows the drill. For those of you who are fairly new to this, especially your lovely family, I am Fresno County Superintendent of Schools, Michelle Coper, and I get the privilege of kicking off some comments of affirmation for our Employee of the Month, and then each board member will have a chance to say a word or two. Let me start by saying it's very unusual for this organization with 1,700 employees to recognize a cabinet level member. We really believe that we should lead with a servant heart, and we don't really uplift and give recognition to those leaders that are at that level. But Chris is pretty exceptional. And sometimes numbers tell the story really beautifully. There are a lot of folks who carved out their time to be here, and you're representative of 500 staff that she helps oversee. And you're exceptional, each and every one of you, and you do the heart of our work. That number that was shared in the presentation about 200 plus classroom visits, that's not normal. I'm here to tell you, we have 79 or 80 classroom sites across all of Fresno County. And 1 or 2 years ago, Chris heard from the staff, from our trusted team members, hey, we'd like to see you more. Come and visit our classrooms. To heart, I see a theme trending here, to heart. And so she made time. She made it a priority, and she got feedback loops. And so we feel like we in roles of leadership are doing our job better to serve our teachers and our paras because of those feedback loops. Thank you, Chris. That was a tremendous time commitment. And the last number I would share would be 35. I've been in education 35 years, and I think I started my career at the same site as you. I'll bet you I'm older than you. Let's not talk about Michelle's age right now. Let's just say it's over 30 years. And this level of excellence is not exceptional or unique to this year alone. From the beginning of my working relationship with Chris Borges, I have been in awe of her grace and her thoughtfulness and her competence and her devotion first and always to our students, especially those who need us most. And then a very close second to the people that do the hard work, the work of heart in our classrooms. So Chris, I'm particularly proud to be able to acknowledge you as our Team FCSS Employee of the Month. Congratulations.
Jump in, and it's like, what a privilege it is to acknowledge you. And I know that your success is also due to the outstanding team that you have to work with. But I also know that in the site visits that I've done with you and the graduations I've attended that you and your team have orchestrated, you were the key and the source of all information, all types of information. You knew all the students, or many of the students by name at one of the sites that I visited with you. And, you know, it's not usual that an executive knows the names of the students. And you did, and that really just says so much about you. Congratulations. I'm really delighted that we have the opportunity to honor you today.
Congratulations again. Really, you know, I think that, yes, it's not common to perhaps honor those at the top, but I really do think that a team is only as good as their leader. When their leader is good and understands them and is able to foster a great working environment, they also flourish in their jobs. And I think it's also, I want to highlight the fact that you're not just staying in your high level leadership position, but you're actually visiting classrooms. And in order to understand what's going on, you have to do that as part of understanding where things need to be improved, what needs to happen, what's really happening in our classroom. So I really commend you for doing that and taking the time to make sure that all of those things that you are, you know, supposed to be overseeing are addressed and taken care of. So thank you so much.
I just want to say thank you, Chris. It's my second term on the board, so I've had a lot of interactions. I think a lot of people don't realize when they say 80 classrooms, they think of 80 classrooms in a community, but Fresno County is 6,000 square miles. I have sometimes affectionately referred to Fresno County as the dog bone because we're skinny in the middle and then kind of shape out like a dog bone at each side. You've never thought of Fresno like that when you look at it on the map. I call it the dog bone. You know, we go from coast all the way to the mountains, and it's all the way from Big Creek all the way out to Kalinga. We've got people spread out all over the place. So it's not just a quick hop around every day. It's a trek to points like Huron, Kalinga, Big Creek, you know, small places like, I think of communities like El Porvenir, on the west side of Fresno, Kings Canyon Unified, you know, all these places are one that we're servicing people across the county, special ed services. And thank you for that. And that we've been able to be at those graduation ceremonies and different activities with you and see you interact with students and the staff that are there and see the joy and the interaction that you have with not just the students, but with the staff and how much that they acknowledge you being there and the support that you give them. So thank you very much.
Well, Chris, what a wonderful presentation you always give. When you walk in the room, you're just so graceful, so pleasant, so kind, so giving, so loving. And I know you're so uncomfortable right now. But it's okay. You have your flowers in your hand right now. Allow us the opportunity to give you your flowers and receive them because it is well deserved. Well deserved. Well deserved. Being an executive director of special education, I have a very strong special education background. Love for special ed. And it takes our special angels to work in special ed. And you've done it with grace, integrity, sustainability, and you're stellar. And just the movement and the way you move throughout the county, representing us with your excellence. We thank you for it. We thank the family for sharing your special angel with us because that's what she is. Everything she touches is golden. And we thank you for it. Bravo.
Chris, I just like to point out, I just found out today, she oversees some 500 people and we have 1,600. So that's a big chunk. And to do that with what I just these things jump out at me. High level of professionalism, handling of challenges with grace, patience, and sound judgment, and making everyone feel supported and valued. I can tell you from one that has multiple businesses, you can't buy that. That's just her. And we are extremely lucky to have you. And I want you to know that from me. So thank you very much.
And I've been waiting for this opportunity.
I want to thank all of you.
That's fine.
Thank Dr. Corporation for the leadership of the board for your support. Thank you very
Get ready for some pictures.
Our last employee of the month taking photos.
It's on here. If you all are gonna ask her if she wanted her bedside, she said both.
Love the confidence.
Thank you.
Very good, thank you.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Okay, now we're going to move on to an action item, facilities and operations, Mr. Becker.
Good afternoon, President Clyde, members of the board, Superintendent Kofer. We are so excited to bring this item before you, honoring one of our longtime and amazing members of Team FCSS. After being named the 1996, last century, the 1996 Fresno County Educator of the Year, and then going on to become a 1997 California Teacher of the Year, Stephen Bach came to the Fresno County Office of Education in 1999 as a coordinator two in the California Technical Assistance Program. Later moved on to the Curriculum and Instruction Department as the science coordinator. But in 2010, he found his dream position as the associate director and then director of Scout Island until his retirement this year. In his 15 years as the mayor of Scout Island, Steve created high-quality hands-on learning experiences in environmental education. He oversaw the development of the curriculum and over 30 learning modules accessed by over 25,000 students who visit each year. He cared for the facility and saw its literal growth and sometimes destruction, thank you Beavers, as it grew into the gem that is Scout Island we know today. In addition to his work at Scout Island, Steve has taught for many years at Fresno State in the Kremen School of Education. He has a Rate My Professor rating of 4.9 out of 5. Let's see if it rings true. So the tags include respected, caring, online savvy, and hilarious. And one student, I don't know how much this cost you, Steve, said, Mr. Bach himself is an awesome dude. He is a super nice guy with no ego and will help you in any way that he can and has a great sense of humor.
Good compliment.
I'm sure we all agree with that student. Oh yeah, one more thing on Rate My Professor. You are an easy grader, my friend. Well, we've been blessed to have him lead the way at Scout Island, and I'm happy to recommend for your approval of resolution number 2025-28, honoring Steve by naming the classroom building at Scout Island as the Stephen Bach Classroom.
Very good, very good. Okay, as a matter of legal thing, is there any member of the public that wishes to address the board on this item? I figured I would hear crickets. So, Chair will entertain a motion for this
So
action.
moved. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
President Klein,
Yes.
Vice President Masimoto.
Yes.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Rubin.
Yes.
Member Chapscott Munson. Yeah.
Congratulations. A board member like to say something.
Yeah, I had the privilege of attending his retirement gathering last week. And the things that the group had to say about this man echo exactly what Mr. Becker just mentioned. So much respect, so much gratitude, and so much work and love that went into your job every day. And I just wanted to reiterate that and thank you for that. Thank you for the opportunity to celebrate with you. And by the way, I found out we're neighbors.
Oh, really?
We're, a mile apart. I mean, out in the country, that's neighbors.
Yeah, yeah.
I would just like to say real quick before is that I came on in 2000, and in '01 is when we got Scout Island through Dr. News. And when we got that, we were out walking around and said, "Oh, Pete, this is great. First of all, the place is kind of a mess. And secondly, what are we going to do? How are we going to fix this?" And eventually, Steve Bach came and everything started coming together. And I want to thank you for that. Thank you for that.
I'm wondering at 25,000 students a year, how many students, not just at Scout Island, do we think that you might have impacted through your work? I mean, hundreds of thousands, obviously hundreds.
Multiple class. And all these, well, our classroom half was 32, but ours
Right.
had 35.
Right. Right.
So I'd say more.
But one has to be clarified here. It's 25,000 to 30,000 per year. So we're talking some math here. Thank you.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Are there any?
Well, hold on, we're not.
No, yeah.
You can't with fiscal.
Yeah. We can't really do much. I mean, we've had great times out there. I remember I grew up in this area. I still live in the area of Scout Island. Lots of memories down there. I was just with some people in Sacramento this weekend and talked to them about they said, "You have an outdoor school?" And I said, "No, not an outdoor school. We have an educational site that incorporates outdoor elements."
Yeah.
And they were like, "What on earth?" And they thought it was like a Sierra Outdoor School or something. I was like, "No, it's not. This is the place for students to come on the daily." And trying to explain it and brought it up and showed it to them, and they looked amazed. And they're from the LA County Office of Ed, or LACO as they call themselves, and from all over the state, and we're asking about it. And I was like, we're very different. And yes, you should look at it because it's about getting people out into nature and getting them more connected with the areas around them. And they're like, and there's a river that flows through it. And how on earth did this happen? And I was like, a lot of determination and the right person. And I was like, and unfortunately, he retired. But we think we have the right person again. Yeah. We think we have the right person again. So thank you so much for that and what it's become. And, it's been such a pleasure to be hear history of it. And, we've gone over a lot of the old maps and a lot of the markings and a lot of the history and the railroad and the trolley cars that came down to Scout Island and the turnabouts that were there, and so much history that's there. And I know you've probably still been there every day, and we'll probably be there many more days.
But we're here, Richard.
And that history will keep coming and be turned over, and you'll still be serving the community that you do so much.
I just want to say before you go, because you are so fantastic. You have given us personal tours of the property along with beautiful stories of history and things that took place even before I was born. Your recollection and the history and the storytelling that you still possess I hope we do not lose that history because I've started to share it and it's beautiful. The stories you told of the parties that used to take place down off the lake and there was a stage there and just the beautiful history that you still possess. I hope we do not lose that. I know you have led with your heart, with the community and Scott's Island and everything that you've given. And I just want to thank you sincerely because I know your heart was always in it. And that's what's always led you and has always driven you. And we thank you. Thank you so much for it because your love has been poured into it. And that's what sustained it all this time. And I know you'll continue because you love it. So thank you so much for taking the time off today to be here with us. And I know it probably hurt not to head there this morning, but to be here with us. We thank you so much for all of your service to us. Thank you.
Okay. Jesus.
Do anything, we actually, we wanted to officially let you see how we're going to acknowledge you.
Yes. Oh, that's small. That's
That's right here in the center, and we did not be writing you the center where the things in there. But on behalf of all of us at CSS, we are indebted to you. We can make sure that our students have extraordinary other experiences, about opportunities to be in with Mother Nature and hopefully take care of this. We're so we wanted, and it was really hard to keep a secret in front of her. So this reads, and then I'm going to move out of your way, or maybe we'll take a picture or two. It reads, Stephen Bach Glassman, in honor of Steve Bach, the mayor of Scout Island, July 1, 2010 to August 15, 2025, for his countless hours and unwavering dedication to the and the science that has become Scout Island Outdoor Education Center. And memorialize this out. Beautiful. All yours. Yes.
I might get arrested.
Yes.
I just want to correct a few things. First of all, Scout Island. Scout Island was a beautiful place that a lot of us worked on, board members, a lot of student members. We tried to figure out what we wanted to do with the property, what would make it more effective education. We actually invited people from other outdoor ed schools and we said, you know, what do we need to know and think about when we're starting an outdoor education center? And they gave us some great ideas. And so we started planning the property. I was doing that like the day after we bought it. We actually went up the first time we even looked at it. You know, Dan Pedro and I drove around, checked things out. And we had a committee that planned this out. People like Charlene Semblorian said, we've got to make this accessible to every single kid. And so a lot of the design was based on the idea that we don't care what your abilities are, you're going to be able to access property, you're going to be able to have the same education that everyone else can have. We also had people like Sally Tannenbaum, former board member, who said we need to have a nursery out there. And so we have a nursery, it's fabulous. I didn't build, well, I helped build a nursery, but we had a lot of great people like Richard Gere out there. Got in there, they worked hard, and they didn't get paid, they just did it. Right? And we've planted for several thousand trees, native grasses, shrubs out there, they just down. And I didn't create 30 modules. People like Conrad Bitters and all the great instructors we have, they created those modules. They took existing curriculum, they made brand new curriculum, they made into the modules we have now. And the reason we have 25,000 plus people out there here, not because I'm out there, but because of what they do. Those lessons that they teach keep coming back. So the teacher's not going to come back year after year after year unless the students are learning something, they're having a great experience, and they feel like it's worth the money that they have to spend to get out there. So I was there. I knew what the vision was. I helped things move along, but I just had the best job.
You're just the mayor
I
now.
have to go down with river and hang out with kids. And so I appreciate this. I appreciate the board honoring me and Dr. So I appreciate that as well. And please.
You're the mayor now.
Okay, while you're down, I really want to shout out the comment. Who are me, those it's me, down.
Yeah, let's prove it.
All the members up and.
Oh, I think.
See, the mayor knows what to do.
Yeah, he's the mayor. He's the mayor now.
Better stance, we've got good ones down that one.
Help us out, Mayor, help us out.
Right, let's see.
Actually, bring the.
Very good. Very good.
Congratulations.
Now we're going to move on to a recess and we'll reconvene about 2:10. Now we're going to move on to a recess and we'll reconvene about 2:10. Our audience.
No, not all. And not our public, 'cause we don't own that building, so luckily our kids are good.
Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order. And this is the part for community input for the agenda items as well as the special meeting item B for any community input on that. Public may address the board pursuant to established procedures. No action shall be taken pursuant to California Code Section 54954.3. Individual speakers will be allowed 3 minutes to address the County Board of Education as per board bylaw 9323. Have not received any requests for speaking, so we'll move on to the public hearing, in which there is no public hearing. And move on to business services for reports. Mr. Otto.
Thank you, President Clyde, and good afternoon, members of the board. I'm here to do the quarterly fixed asset report for April 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2025. There are a couple of pages of assets that we retired. As you can see, some of them are quite old. A majority of them are devices such as computers or laptops. And I'll take any questions from them.
Laptops are computers, right?
Yes, they are. Yes, correct. Sorry.
I'm teasing.
That's fine.
This list never gets shorter,
No, it just keeps growing. We have really old inventory.
but even if we replace it, they get cycled and that's the way it works. Okay,
I thought it was fascinating. A couple of the desks on here, the one desk is 29 years old almost.
Wow,
A long time.
it lasted long.
is that supposed to be old?
For a desk, I think.
Anyway. Okay, it's an action item.
No, it's actually just a report.
Oh, you're right, it's a report, I'm sorry. Next thing is action item. Alternative education, Mr. Hammond.
Good afternoon, President Clyde, members of the board, Superintendent Cofer. I'm here to recommend the 25-26 curriculum guide for alternative education for board approval. Our alternative education schools utilize the curriculum guide to provide clear direction for standards-based instruction, ensuring consistency and alignment of all classrooms, classroom teaching with state standards and student learning goals. I'm here for any questions.
I have one question.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if I've talked with you about this before, but I noticed in the math table of contents, it has career connections as a unit or a last item listed. And I scoured through all the rest, and other than the ROP classes and the personal development class that also does kind of job application stuff, I didn't see any other reference to careers. I was curious if that addressed in the classroom. I mean, careers in math, careers in science, careers in arts, careers in English language arts. And I didn't see that anywhere in there. So one, I guess my one question is, one, is it addressed in other subjects? And two, might it be included or incorporated in your curriculum plan?
Yes, so to answer your question, we do have some supplemental curriculum that you see may be listed as like STEM scopes that are supplemental math curriculum, and there actually are some career units in there, and that's part of our math curriculum. We also utilize a curriculum, it's a supplemental curriculum that we're using with some of our students, and it's in collaboration with Fresno Chamber of Commerce, and it's a young entrepreneurship program. And so it's kind of a business model setup that we have with some of our community school students. And it's not, our curriculum guide is pretty detailed, but it doesn't go into every detail of every lesson and every unit. But we do talk careers, definitely in our career tech education classes, as well as our units in ELA and in social science, and so on and so forth. And I know even our PE teacher has a unit on outdoor education and outdoor. He talks about like the forestry and doing some different things. So to answer your question, yes, there are some lessons in other subject areas besides CTE where we're talking about careers for students. So,
I guess I would love to see it personally more explicit,
got it.
either in objectives or in the actual content that we're addressing. I mean, these kids, all students, I think, need exposure. The world is so big and things change so quickly, but if they haven't, they've got experience with teachers, they've got experience with law enforcement, they've got experience maybe with medical providers, maybe with the grocery store clerk, but what else can you do with all of these different subjects?
Right.
It's just, I'm really passionate about that I feel we need to be explicit in our connection, helping students connect with where does subject matter fit into my world and into the future or my future.
Just to add to that, we do have a collaboration with State Center Adult Ed Consortium, comes on our campus usually quarterly. We had our first in a while career fair at Juvenile Hall last year in collaboration with probation, and so that's another item that all of our students were able to go through the career fair and touch bases with a lot of industry in the community. And so, but definitely, I definitely will look into our lessons and be a little bit more explicit in subject area.
I think especially the students that are going on to college. I mean, and they're getting college degrees, and so someday many of them are going to be out in the world again.
Right.
For those that are at Worsley, and of course those at Violet Hines are in the world. So anyhow,
I was just going to add where it says core curriculum areas where you have career education. If you just added on career pathways as an addition to, that would probably help because you're already doing it. You just don't have it stated. We'd like to see it stated.
Okay.
Thank you.
And if I may add, at the fourth grade level, California standards, it's a requirement for them to start to embark on the different pathways for careers. Fifth grade, it's one of the writing requirements where they start with some light research. And then sixth grade is where they implement the in-depth writing process with career readiness, which means they should start exploring which path they want to go to. So with that said, though, we could probably add a little spiral review of some of those practices that they've had in their lower level academics with some supplemental materials.
some of those kids might have missed some of
Indeed.
the lessons, right?
Indeed. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
One thing I want to bring up, I remember you mentioned something last time or time before last about how you're getting these kids caught up in their units. Mainly I'm talking about by Hines. And you can, was it 220 or 240?
220.
220?
220.
How do you get them there so fast? That I was impressed with the ability to be able to get them there in a few months. You could get them caught back up. And it's like, we don't have to go into it now, but I'm just wondering, gosh, how can you motivate those kids? And then how can we take kids at risk and learn lessons from that and apply to the other general population on how they can be motivated? And so, because mainly you're talking about high school kids.
Right.
And that intrigued, I think there might be something there that we could learn from it. So maybe someday we could chat about that. That'd be very valuable, I think. I don't know what you're doing, but somehow you're getting them there. And I'd like to know more about that.
Yeah. It is driving attendance the best that we can, and alternative education credit calculations has to do with some of that. They are, many of our students do qualify depending on them either being foster youth or homeless or incarcerated youth to get to a lower number of credits for graduation also. So many of them qualify for like 130 credits. It gets them to graduation if they meet the requirements for that. And so there's different pathways for our students to get the number of credits they need in a shorter amount of time, especially if they're falling way behind. They may be 100 or 125 credits down their senior year of high school. And so there's different pathways. And our counselors, our GLSs at both sites and our principals at both sites really work hard on individual students and what their credits look like.
Yeah, but I get that. And obviously that's the individualized. But if there's some way to scale that, is what I'm looking at, for other high schools. You're 130 units behind, that's a lot. That's like they haven't showed up at all. And how you motivated them to get to that endpoint that fast, that I was impressed. So I don't know if there's any, real good pearls that we can use in general population, but I suspect there is. And so I'd like to someday, maybe even have a little in-service on that, 10, 15 minutes, whatever, on some future board item agenda, just to chat about that. So how does that work and why does it work? And I'm really interested in that because that's really getting down to it. You're getting down to the nitty gritty to get kids motivated to get their work done. And anyway, I just want to congratulate you on that and see if we can expand that and learn something. Go ahead.
I do have one other thought that when I was going through the social studies and government materials, I was thinking about the civic engagement program and curious whether that has been any, on your radar, if it's anything that would be appropriate for, I'm thinking especially Violet Hines kids, but even the Worsley kids that, to help them open their minds about how they can contribute to society. And the different mechanisms that they can express their interests and express themselves in positive ways. And I'm just thinking that, if one of our graduates from Violet Hines or Worsley had that seal of civic engagement on their diploma, what an asset that could be. So just a thought. I know it maybe not necessarily curriculum, that might be after school or might be special interest or something, but it might be integrated into US history or another social studies class.
Anyway, any other discussion?
So how are we doing with our forestry pathway?
We have one student exited the program over at Juvenile Justice Campus, but I believe we added one more to the program there. And we're actually in collaboration with CAL FIRE through our coordinators over in our ROP department. And so I just got an email to start the conversation with, I believe it's I don't know if he's a captain with CAL FIRE, but to start that conversation for dual enrollment possibilities, and even just some on-site training or after-school program collaborative with CAL FIRE at VHEA to start. And so I literally got that about a week ago. So we're working through that collaboration and hoping to have some type of program for our students at Violet Hines, even if it starts with an after-school program and some firefighters coming over for trainings and just to introduce our students to the field, and then maybe it'll grow from there. So that's kind of where we are as far as firefighting is.
Keep up the great work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, interesting. You talk about forestry. It always seems to be synonymous with fire.
Right.
But there's a whole lot of things in forestry that these kids could do. I'm talking about trail work.
Right.
These kind of things. And but fire seems to be the buzzword that attracts these kids. But there's Forest Service is that part-time recruiting kids for trail work. So with understandable reason, but fires is not a fun job in the middle of the night, getting dirty and being out there for 3 weeks, and that's not a treat either.
Right.
Anyway,
Forest management is a job.
that's
Forester.
yeah. I just had this discussion with Forest Service for supervisor, Dean Gould. It's a hard time to recruit because they all want to go to fire.
Right.
Anyway, thank you. Yeah, that's a 167-page report. I mean, you didn't, this took some time.
Yeah, and it's it is pretty big. And we're actually looking at condensing it down into we're going, there's a few links there that you can click on that are it's our digital unit plans for our different subject areas in math, science, and ELA. And so we are looking at this next year, really working hard on this curriculum guide to create more of a digital plan to present and something that's not so page heavy. So we are working on it.
And I do think sometime down the road, we ought to rethink about how nomenclature and how we call these quote trades. To me, they're all professions. And whether you're a plumber, electrician, or firefighter, they're all professions, whether it's medicine or law. That's the way I look at it. And I think that relabeling that might help and just start calling them all professions. In order to get involved in these things. That's a whole untapped field. Bunch of those are. They don't have to spend 10 years going.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
That's an action item.
yes. So, any,
Approval of the Core Community Schools curriculum guide.
Well, second?
been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? A roll call, please.
President Klein,
Yes.
Vice President Matsumoto.
Yes.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Rollins,
Yes.
Member Tapscott Munson.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll move on to legal services by Mr. Parkin about board policy, administrative regulations.
Yes, before the board are some amendments to superintendent board policies and a couple of administrative regulations, which incorporate changes that were necessary to be consistent with recent changes in Title IX regulations. The board's adoption and waiving the second reading so that these changes can be incorporated and implemented.
We can do it all with one motion.
Mhm.
Okay. Carol, any discussion? Carol, entertain a motion?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
President Klein,
Yes.
Vice President Matsumoto,
Yes.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Robles,
Yes.
Member Tapscott Munson.
Yeah.
Now we'll move on, considering ratification of issuance or cancellation of temporary certificates.
Yes, this is something that comes to the board every quarter. This is just the list of individuals for the board's ratification regarding issuance and cancellation of temporary certificates from May 1st, 2025 through July 31st, 2025.
Any discussion? Carol, entertain a motion.
So moved?
Second,
Been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
President Klein,
Yes.
Vice President Matsumoto.
Yes.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Robles. Yes. Member Tapscott Munson.
Yes.
Okay, move on to number 4, resolution 25-27, matter of certification of school district supervisors of attendance.
So this is something that comes to the board annually. You'll remember last year it came to the board, board adopted a similar resolution with a list of all the district attendance supervisors. This updated resolution is very similar. The only difference is that a couple of the names on the list there's been some turnover. So this incorporates those changes for the board's approval.
Chair, entertain a motion.
I so moved.
Been moved, looking for a second.
Second,
Moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
President Klein,
Yes.
Vice President Matsumoto,
Yes.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Robles,
Yes.
Member Tapscott Munson.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll move on to facilities. Mr. Beck. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was curious why our office isn't listed on that.
Because it's not. The code section at issue doesn't address a supervisor for the county office. The county board certificates the district supervisors for districts that have 10,000 or more students.
And we don't have 10,000 or more students. That.
Well, we're not a
right?
district, we are a county office.
That we have students.
We
That
have
whose
students.
attendance should be monitored. I just found it interesting.
Yeah, we do have
Under the
individuals that
10,000.
monitor their attendance, but as far as your role as the county board, it's your certificate, you're providing an action as to district supervisors. That's what the code says.
Okay. If we vote. Okay, facilities and operations, Mr. Becker.
Yes, good afternoon. Once again,
Brown,
President Clyde, members of the board, and Superintendent Coper. As a part of our special education county operated schools program, Funds have been budgeted to construct a permanent classroom building for special education at Carruthers Elementary School. The agreement to lease ground space that's before you outlines maintenance and operational responsibilities, as well as ownership of the building over the 40-year term. And during the final year of the agreement, the parties will negotiate an extension to the term or other disposition of the building. The 40-year term is a requirement of the school facility program in order to seek state bond dollars. They want to have a 40-year term of the lease to ensure that the building that is sitting on that ground will be in place for a long period of time. So it's the administration's recommendation that you approve the agreement, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Do we currently have a site in Carruthers? It's just that we don't have a permanent building.
Correct. This will be a building at Carruthers Elementary School. So the lease is between us and Carruthers Unified School District. These are the classes that are Employee of the Month. Ms. Board just gets to go and visit and travel across the county. So this would be one of those where we would own the building and operate the program, and it's on ground space that we lease from the district.
I guess my question was, do we already have a special education class in that district that this would then be moving those students to a different room, or that it doesn't exist in Carruthers?
The growth classroom, special ed. Riverdale might be in this classroom. I think it's circles, which is an autistic program. Does that answer your question?
So it's expanding
Yes.
what we
Well,
currently
Yes.
offer in that community.
That's,
Chair, will entertain a motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. With no other discussion, roll call, please.
President Klein,
Yes.
Vice President Masimoto.
Yes.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Robles.
yes.
Member Hopscotch Munson.
Yes.
Okay, now we're gonna go into a closed session meeting, conference on real property negotiations. And,
This is as to the special,
let's do the special meeting. Are we only gonna do the special meeting, or we can do
you
both?
you can make a motion.
I'd like to make a motion that we do both closed sessions at the same time.
The motion would be to move item K
Right,
to be heard concurrently with this special meeting.
item C, yeah, okay. So stated,
I'll second.
that's my motion. Should we have to vote on that? I guess?
Yes.
Roll call?
President Klein.
Yes.
Vice President Masimoto.
Yes.
Member Burton.
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Member Hopscotch Munson.
Yes.
Okay, folks.
superintendent in adopting resolution number 2025-24 in observance of United States Constitution Day.
So moved.
So moved and seconded. And are we on recording now? Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please. Did we get a second? Did we get a second?
I need to find out who moved. I moved.
I'll be the second. You don't have one.
Second by trustee Burton.
I think this would be a wonderful opportunity to encourage our students to register for, and to get application.
That's it.
President Klein,
Yes.
Vice President Masamoto,
Yes.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll move on to FCBE Resolution Number 2025-25, recognize September as Hispanic History Month.
Yes.
Excuse me, I didn't call.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Scott Munson? Yes. Sorry.
Okay, let me restart. 2025, recognize September as Hispanic History Month.
Again, for historians, it was President Lyndon B. Johnson who expanded and it determined that we should recognize Hispanic Heritage Month beginning in 1968. In fact, it's been specific that September 15th, during the course of the month of September, is a significant date as it marks the independence anniversaries of several Latin American countries, including Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Mexico, and Chile. So again, their independence. So we invite students to recognize the achievements of Hispanic leaders, educators, artists, entrepreneurs, and public servants, as well as to promote the values of equity, inclusion, and respect for cultural diversity. The administration recommends the board join the county superintendent of schools to approve, adopt, receive, acknowledge, and celebrate September as Hispanic Heritage Month.
Discussion? Chair will entertain a motion.
I'll second.
Got it. Okay, roll call.
President Klein?
Yes.
Vice President Masamoto?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Member Scott Munson? Yes.
Next, we'll move on to resolution number 2025-26, recognizing Native American Day, September 26th.
We all know indigenous nations have stewarded this land for thousands of years. And for the last 3 years, we have observed September 26th as Native American Day to celebrate indigenous heritage, learn from Native voices, and strengthen relationships with tribal communities. I was particularly proud when we were able to do a land acknowledgement for this building with Jacob Cavazos as our keynote speaker as we were unveiling or ribbon cutting, if you will, our lobby art downstairs. So I recommend with a full heart that the administration recommends the board join the county of superintendent of schools to approve, adopt, and recognize the Native American Day recognition.
Motion to approve. I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. No discussion. Roll call, please.
President Klein?
Yes.
Vice President Masamoto?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Member Scott Munson? Yes.
Okay, now we'll move on to 2025-29, resolution, September 7th through 13th, Suicide Prevention Week.
The loss of a young life is tragic beyond belief. And honestly, we had a rash of teen suicides about 5 or 6 years ago that inspired our community really to come together. I'm not surprised when the community says, what are you going to do about it? And our office steps up and said, we will take responsibility and be part of this. We don't head this multidisciplined, if you will, table, but I'm really proud to say that we have a very active role because frankly, when you are in the business of children ages 0 to 22 and you have 206,000 of them in your schools, you really should be taking note, and really proud of the work that representatives from this office offer up to the table that's set in Fresno County. That's important, has made a huge difference in the number of suicide attempts and completions, if you will, for students and children and youth in Fresno County. So the purpose of this adoption recommendation is to recognize September 7th through the 13th as Suicide Prevention Week, to increase prevention and early intervention efforts, and to call upon residents, government, and community agencies and schools to increase awareness and understanding of mental illness, along with the need for appropriate and accessible services for all. Again, it grew in 2016 and has been on the decline since then, due in no small part to caring adults that come together and share intelligence and resources and frankly, a big caring heart for looking out for our youth today. So the PPS department in our office, headed up by Trish Small, recommends the board join the county superintendent of schools in proclaiming the week of September 7th through 13th, 2025 is Suicide Prevention Week.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
President Carr?
Yes.
Vice President Masaoda? Yes. Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Rover?
Yes.
Member Tapscott Munson?
Yes.
Okay, so then we move past the closed session, which we already took care of. Trustee activities, travel requests. There are no travel requests that have been submitted. Number 2, travel expenses and reimbursements. Consider approval of conference reimbursement for trustee Tapscott Munson, 5th Annual CABSE Institute, 7/13 to 7/16 of 20, in the amount of $419. For approval, is there a second?
Second.
Still moved, seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
President Clyde?
Yes.
Vice President Masumoto?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Member Tapscott Munson?
Abstain.
Move on to receipt of correspondence. Anybody?
Yeah, I just want to make reference to, we got a request for a basket, a donation basket for the Monterey conference. Typically, when we go, we each a maximum of $50 value. What we often do is pitch in $10 per person, and we put together a little Fresno County basket that they use for raffle. Got it, forwarded that.
Did you want to do it? You want to promote it?
I'm willing to do it, sure.
I mean, I'll do it.
I'll
Anybody else?
contribute. Who wants to put the basket together?
I'll do it.
You will?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
If people want to do it, I mean, if they,
Yeah, and we don't need to have a motion on that, just, it's not an action item. You want to do it? We can do it.
no, but I would accept contributions.
Well, I mean, of course.
I'm just saying.
Just
you know,
sidebar.
But it would be, it
Just
would be.
sidebar, we have a fantastic secretary that puts together beautiful baskets.
I know she does.
And that's my
Hanger with that.
But if you want
Yeah,
to put it
but-
together,
It's not much, she's pretty impacted. But whatever you want.
I'll be responsible for it,
okay, that's fine.
if others are willing to contribute.
Sure.
I'll contribute.
Brian said he would, so hold him to it.
We'll give it to you after board meeting.
Okay,
Hold Brian to it. Okay,
just
Go
real
ahead.
quick, because we're on travel, were we sending anyone to San Jose for the email that you sent to us, Marcy? Were we gonna have that conversation for the housing workshop for CSBA? I just forwarded the weekly. I wasn't proposing people attend. I'm just trying to do my duty to share what CSBA is offering. I'm not aware of any of our districts nor the county needing workforce housing at this point.
Okay, I'll trust. I just saw it. I was like, hey, I'll have to San Jose and represent us if we wanted to represent it, but okay. Thank you. Thank you for the info. It's a lot, but I'm trying to sift through it. So,
Well, and sometimes, I'm sorry, but
Okay.
sometimes I don't know, I mean,
What
we had
to
this
say.
conversation once
Yeah.
before, but maybe things have changed. That I'm not sure if you all need me to forward that weekly, or if you're getting it anyhow and it's duplicative. I just kind of forwarded it to Angela, and Angela passes it on to everybody.
I
So,
think by you having oversight over it and sending us what you think is relevant, that we can see it weekly is fine.
all right,
Thank you, Mama.
So like I said, I haven't been sending what I think is relevant. I've just been forwarding the weekly. We get dailies also.
I know, I have a whole other email on the other side with everything from CSBA that comes also.
But I would be able to keep screening it and send us important
She's
stuff.
saying she doesn't want to do that.
Use your own judgment, Judge.
Okay.
Any other correspondence? Okay, now comments by board members? Itzy? Go first.
Well, first off, I do want to give one of my constituents praise for sending me a handwritten letter. And I have drafted a response to make sure that I address the issues that were brought up in that letter. And to just bring up here to all of us that are very familiar with the issue of bullying in schools. But this constituent expressed just how much, it's so hard for them to witness as, being a tutor in our schools, how much our students are impacted by bullying. And so some of the suggestions by them were that we implement more ways of how to maybe train our teachers and those working with our students on how to identify some of those issues with bullying, and then also how to address them. So I just wanted to make sure that I said it publicly, and I just want to thank her for sending me that.
Go ahead.
And the only thing I would like to mention is that Cornerstone Community Care is doing their presentation of backpacks and supplies to our school, the Layton, as well as their other schools on Thursday, August 28th at 10:00 a.m. at the Cornerstone Conference Center. So I think they're doing a press conference too. I'll be there. But if any of you would like to attend, I don't have anything in writing from them. It's just Thursday, August 28th, 10 a.m., Cornerstone Conference Center. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. And, starting off the new school year. Looking forward to tomorrow, but I know most of our districts have started up. I don't know if all of them have. A lot of energy. I've heard from other board members at other districts that, there's a lot. They reported to me they felt a lot more positive energy than they felt in recent years. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's, that long after the pandemic. Kids are back, people are back.
And that reflects on the suicide rate.
Sure, yeah.
The whole
right.
thing works.
Right. So, anyhow, looking forward to great you. I'm done.
So the ACCBE, which we're members of, held a strategy summit this weekend on Sunday in Sacramento, their first actual in-person item. Some representatives from the counties attended. I was in the Sacramento area, so I did attend the all-day Sunday session where they developed a kind of vision for their organization and strategy. It was good to be together just as board members, talk about what that organization is. It's highly focused as it's all volunteers, basically. Just so people do know, they do have one part-time paid consultant, I guess that is what I will call him. Not an employee, a consultant, kind of to do visioning, strategy, kind of those types of things for them. So as they gather up those things, he develops those into like a 3 to 5 year plan for them. Those will come out to all of us. Some of the things that you guys should definitely know have kind of been gathered here. An interesting item is, for a relatively young organization that formed in the beginning of kind of maybe this year, I guess I would say, 33 counties have joined. And those 33 counties represent 80% of all students in the state of California, just amongst those 33 counties. And so those 33 counties include more than 120 county board trustees. So that's where it's gone pretty well. The trainings that have come out, I think you guys have seen, have been pretty engaging. Have done some different items that called multiple legislative forums. They've been able to engage with a couple of different legislators. They've made contacts with every single legislator. It's really easy getting them to call back, as everyone knows. On August 25th, they are holding a training session. I know that they've been sending out emails that at least I'm getting them, and I'm seeing the long myriad list of everyone's emails that are there. That is titled Building Trustee Excellence. The specific subject is setting superintendent salary. On September 22nd, it is their quarterly gathering, which is online, and it's about effective governance for county boards of education. October 9th will be a presentation on court and community schools for board members. So they're trying to deliver content by persons in the field. So it's been, I think it's been a leaps and bounds by the organization. Interestingly, they've built a pretty good relationship with the Irving Foundation. And so they've been working really closely with the Irving Foundation on setting up partnerships with them. And so that's really what they're working towards right now as major goals of other foundations that they'll be entering into partnerships with, and also other organizations like the, I can't remember the acronym for the superintendents associations. No, it was the long one, now it's the short one.
We don't go with an acronym, it's just California County SUPS.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yes, it is a problem.
Yeah, California County SUPS, because they kept writing an acronym, and I'm like, what's that acronym that you keep writing? Because it used to be a long one, and then it's shortened, and I'm like, no, it's not an acronym anymore. And so working with the superintendents, and so talking about the different items in the meeting that I went to was actually at AXA. So AXA is partnering with them also. So seeing what some of those items are and partnerships that are being developed. And focusing on that, it's not, it's a partnership with CSBA, really how that works together and the role that CSBA still has and the support that CSBA brings to us also. It's a different level of support with items that they have, like for our legal and other areas, things like that. So, it was a very good weekend.
They're doing amazing work, I think.
They are, and they're
So much.
well organized.
It's a lot of time for many of us, and
Thank you for that.
it is the amazing part of it, I think, is when we talked about it, was it's all 100% volunteers. We all looked around the room, it's a whole bunch of people just volunteering time.
I had the opportunity to be on one of the workshops, the first ones that they did, and it's excellent. They had a doctor from Stanford or UC Davis that was on stellar. All the information they're bringing forth is excellent, and they're doing the due diligence of the work for excellence.
Well, and it was really interesting where they had a Friday night gathering just to kind of get to know each other, was in a Sacramento school that had been a school, and the schools had left it, and then the city of Sacramento had purchased the school, and then didn't know what to do with it, and then kind of turned it over to a community organization. And now it's used as a community center, and a community group runs it, and a theater group was doing theater that night there. We were in one room, and the community was using this old school. It's just part of their community now, and is being very much used by the community. It's a very interesting experience being in this. You walked in and it had that feel of an old school. You walked in, I was like, I feel like I walked into an old high school, but it wasn't a high school. I was like, where am I at?
Board member, that's helpful.
Were comments or correspondence?
Right,
Comments.
comments.
Well, I'm just grateful to be here. Had a great time at CAPSI. If any of you saw my social media, we had Kaepernick there, and it was a fantastic time had by all. Our CEO, Makai Ali, President Emeritus, Compton Unified School District, was determined that the institute would not go forward without him. He told us no twice, and the third time he said yes. So Kaepernick was there with his Lumi AI program, and he stayed the whole weekend with us. We had a really nice time with him. Great networking. We had the team from Fresno Unified School District there, which was nice to see. And great learning, great networking. And I'll make sure that next time I get everything over early so that our team can put in a proposal. Maybe you all will join us.
I'll yield my time to Superintendent.
Well, thank you. As Dr. Masamoto mentioned, school has started. I've had a number of public speaking initiatives, or rather invitations this year, and in every message, the promise of every student's potential in this new year rolling ahead of us it just resonates. For us at Team FCSS, our all staff day is upon us. I've heard, I think, from 3 or 4 of you that you're able to join us tomorrow, 1:30 at Warner's. We'll look forward to an opportunity to engage you in that theme, which is the work of the heart, which really emphasizes both our why and our who. Speaking of our who, I'm so proud to share some of the data with you about staff morale in our office. Some of these stats are staggering. We just conducted a staff assessment, or rather a satisfaction survey, and we earned an 88% result to the question, would you recommend working here? That's a pretty big number. And over the last 3 years, we have had 232 staff who left our office in the past return to our employment at FCSS across multiple classifications of employees. For some of our posted openings, we've had as many as 50 applicants, and we have had an even number of about retirements for the past 8 to 10 years. Our Goodwill participation, which if you're wandering through the halls of FCSS, you'll see a bag of popcorn being distributed. It's a sweet way to involve others to join Goodwill, which is like our sunshine. Take care of each other within this office. And we've been really intentional about making sure to extend out to our school districts, or rather our staff that are in our school districts as well. And that number has grown. In the past, it's been 80, and today it's at 300. So my sincere appreciation to our Goodwill Committee. And then tomorrow, you will be blown away by the single staff member who is being acknowledged as our above and beyond. Can't tell you who that is until tomorrow at about 2:30. But I'm here to tell you that we had a record number of nominations. And what that tells us in leadership is that staff in this office are seeing excellence, and then they're pausing long enough to affirm it. Just point it out and say, this person's exceptional. We should all be standing back and saying, good job, keep it up. So I'm really proud of those things. I would like to give credit to Tannen and our HR department, because I think a big part of that is the newly created employee wellness program that we rolled out in year 1, or rather 2 years ago. We built up in year 2, and now in year 3, we finally have folks understanding what it's all about. And it's not just about being in good shape physically. It's about being spiritually in good shape. It's about being in financial good shape. It's about feeling like you have growth opportunities at work. Again, we had a record number of folks stay and get promoted in this office, which will be recognized at All Staff Day as well. So you will feel the theme of tomorrow's All Staff Day, and that is that it's the people in this organization who are doing exceptional work and making exceptional outcomes happen for students. So really, really excited about celebrating them tomorrow. While we do not have any county aggregated student test scores yet, and we won't have anything official until the middle of October when we get the dashboard results, we have some anecdotal initial reports from school districts and charter schools that are conveying student growth in both ELA and math, growth in A through G, growth in dual enrollment, growth in our CTE enrollment and industry standards, certifications, and this is the good part. Those are all trends that are supposed to go upward. The trends that are supposed to go downward are doing that as well. So chronic absenteeism rates are decreasing, and we're just keeping a close eye on all of that, because sometimes you can see excellence, and we feel like our primary job is when we see it, we're supposed to scale it. Make sure everybody knows what's working, and just be service focused to school districts to scale what's working well in our school districts. This is a season for recognizing some of the activity of the foundation at FCOE. You might know we've raised in the last, over 10 years, about $27 million through the foundation. We sometimes do that somewhat quietly, but one of the pillar programs of the foundation at FCOE is the employee campaign. It's been going on this week, and I think you've seen those emails. It features thank you notes from teachers in classrooms across the entire county. Oftentimes, there's a photo of the kind of things that our staff are financing, if you will. And then there's often a testimonial from one of our staff members as to why they feel good about contributing to that foundation grant-making program. So it's always fun. We're doing something really big tomorrow. We're giving away a $500 gift certificate or gift card that was anonymously donated. And so we're going to see, and that's a bit, again, to inspire people to give to the foundation at FCOE. The gala is September 20th. We have 4 amazing, amazing people to honor, and I hope you're joining us. We're also gearing up, and this is brand new information. We're just now rolling it out. We're gearing up for a campaign to race us to the $1 million mark in our endowment. When we opened up for business, the foundation at FCOE, we thought within 2 to 3 years we could have an endowment in excess of $1 million. We sort of lost track a little bit about whether or not we wanted to finance things in the here and now or finance for the future. And we have a board of directors now that are really saying, you know, we really need to look to that future. So our board is going to roll out that. To be completely honest, it's not much money. It's about $60,000 or $70,000 to get us to the $1 million mark. So I'm really optimistic that we have a few folks step up and that will inspire others. And we'll see that $1 million mark in our rearview mirror as we continue to look for ways to protect the investments for our students far into the future. I will tell you that we realize again that our people will help us with that. So we're partnering more closely with our department leads in our office who know exactly who cares about which programs in our office and who might be of interest to invest in those. And last, I just would say that generally we continue to look for ways to integrate departments and align our programs to better serve our students, our districts, and our families in Fresno County. Ultimately, we feel very well positioned for this next year and for the next 5 years. So I look forward to this year ahead and appreciate every one of you and the opportunities we have to partner together to serve our school district.
Very good.
I just wanted to add, thank you, Madam Secretary. When I go to conferences and they see my folders looking like this, I'm the envy of everyone around me. They say their secretaries never present as well as I do. So I just want to tell you, thank you. Because when I saw it underneath everything else, it's just beautiful. And it makes it so easy. I have found, especially our last conference, I got a new device. It wasn't authenticated and I had to go to the paper, and having the paper, I do not travel without it. So thank you for all the work that you do. I appreciate you.
Any future agenda items? Okay, next meeting, regular meeting will be held on September 18, 2025 at 4:30. This is the later one. Chair will entertain a motion for adjournment as well as adjournment for the special meeting item E. Adjournment. So both basic
Motion
meeting
to
and the special.
adjourn our current meeting and our special meeting.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
I'm sorry, the motion was made. President Klein,
Yes.
Vice President Masumoto, Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Roban.
Yes. Is that the shortest meeting we've had? We'll have to ask, Izzy, is that the shortest meeting? You can't even.